Thank you for joining us today. Here with Paul Willis. I'm Rocky Zapata with the Auburn Hip Hop Congress. We're kicking off a new series called the Hip Hop Journey, and we're mostly just here to tell you a little bit about it. So, without further ado, what's up, Paul? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me on and for partnering on this really dope a series. I guess I don't know how else to kind of describe it. I'm really excited about the hip hop journey and what it will mean, not just for young people, but for everybody who tunes in.
Word.
The hip hop journey. It's a conversation series where we're talking with people who have taken these creative and alternative pathways to success. So we're talking to people who are artists and creatives, entrepreneurs, maybe aspiring politicians, but people who've taken these non-traditional routes to get to where they are, because our goal is to show how there's not just one way, and I think that hip hop as a culture, its real power lies in our abilities to share our stories and to tell our narratives from our perspectives. I think that there's a tremendous amount of power in that when we can see ourselves through the lives and the stories of others. I think it's information that just impacts us all pretty deeply. So when we first connected, we were, talking about a way to think about virtual programming differently for the young people in the Juvenile Hall out in Auburn. The Auburn Hip Hop Congress runs a program out there every week. So we were talking just about that, and one of the things that was kind of difficult to do during the pandemic was to get people to physically go in to the Juvenile Hall, because they wouldn't allow it. They had policies and protocols. They couldn't bring in outside guests and visitors, which is I think everybody understands why. So we thought that this interview series where we're having these conversations could be a cool way to bring people into the Juvenile Hall. But if it was just me asking questions, which is cool, I enjoy that part of the process. We knew that the kids may not be as fully engaged as we would want, and there was an opportunity to do a little bit of a media training and getting the young people who are in the Juvenile Hall, giving them skills to learn about interviewing others, podcasting, and just this process kind of behind the scenes to start that process for them, because that is something that they could jump into right away. Sure. I think that kind of hearing from these different community leaders and business leaders from just different industries is a way to hear about just what's possible. And ultimately, that's my mission right now, is to help our young people realize that there aren't a ton of limitations right now for them. And it's kind of hard to see that when you're in the middle of it. But if whatever we can do to help open those doors and open those possibilities up, then that's what we're working to do.
100%. Talk about some of the guests we can bring in, or if you're somebody that was in juvenile hall or in the system as a young person like myself, what are some of the things that you want to pass along? What are some of the words you want shared in there to these young people? Because for almost the last 4 years, Auburn Hip Hop Congress has had the unique opportunity to be able to go in there. It's unique because we're going into the juvenile hall, and that's big in itself, and we get to introduce them to so many different ideas and people, and just the programs that we have out here, connecting it to the inside. The other side of our program is really like champions of lived experience. All of us have a story to tell, so we're showing them that every week we go in, whether we're demonstrating a new art form and introducing them to something, or whether we're just introducing ourselves and sharing the experiences we've been through, what led us to where we are today.